How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Let's see how Hisao handles this. It's supposed to be my line. And never a good things to say. She's got a point. It's usually the lead in to a breakup or the prelude to a fight. Maybe it can be a good thing this time. That's the hope anyway. Huh. Can we at least get into the bed? It's my first day back on these things, and I'm still readjusting. Plus, the nurse said I should try to be on them less often, since running puts such a strain on them. Can't argue with that. It's a trap. We both know it, and we both don't care. Then again, it's awfully hard to get angry while in bed with the object of your affection. So maybe there's that motivation too. I set Amy's legs by the bedside and sit down next to her, throwing an arm around her shoulders. In silence, we just enjoy being able to be in this position again for a few minutes. Then of course I need to ruin it by opening my mouth. Look, I know that you've been having kind of a rough time of it lately, and I want to help you out. I thought it was just exams getting to you, but now I come to your room and you've been crying, and that kills me. But I can't do anything if you won't talk to me about it. I told you I'm fine. No, you aren't. It's obvious something's eating at you. You can tell me, you know. There's the slightest increase in tension in Amy's voice. Why is my saying I'm fine not good enough? You're concerned, I get it, that's cool. But I'm fine, and it's nothing that you need to worry about. Not sleeping and spacing out more than Rin doesn't strike me as being fine. I want to help. Yeah, I don't like seeing you like this. I want you to be happy, you know. I get the feeling that they came out wrong, because Amy fixes me with an icy stare. So you want to fix me, Hisao? She's definitely getting angry now. Want to swoop in with your white charger and save the day? Stop the nightmares, the phantom limb pains? Restore what's lost? Her voice catching in her throat, and the tears start to flow. Well, you can't! Nobody can. Nobody will. And I'm so stunned by her sudden verbal assault that I remain quiet. Neither of us says anything for a while. I'm surprised that Amy tightens her grip on me rather than pushing me away. After a deep breath, she starts talking again. Look, I'm sorry. There's these nightmares about the accident. The accident. I should have known. It took her legs after all, but it never comes up, of course. And I usually deal with them fine because I can run. Running clears my head like nothing else. I don't have to worry about anything while I'm running. I just concentrate on breathing and the rhythm of things. It's easier that way. Life's easier that way. Just keep moving forward, you know? Nothing else matters. Just getting around the next curve, and then it's the next curve, and the next, until I can't go anymore, or think anymore, or do anything but slow down and walk until I catch my breath again. After something like that, nothing else matters. But I've been stuck in that goddamn wheelchair for too long, so no outlet. Today it's just kind of boiled over a little. You could have talked to me about it, you know? You didn't have to do it alone. Amy smiles slightly, like she's trying to explain to a child that all fire burns. Yeah, I did, and I do. But why? Why do you have to keep going through this alone? Why can't you just trust me enough to let me help you? That smile again. Amy leans in and kisses me on the cheek, an almost motherly gesture. She leaves her mouth close to my ear and she confesses this one thing to me. Because, so, I've already had everything I knew ripped away from me once. I don't know what I'd do if that happened again. She pauses, as if uncertain as to whether or not she should continue. I can feel a violent churning in my gut. She continues. So, I can't rely on you, or the nurse, or anyone else. Just me. That's how it's got to be. Having delivered this short speech, she looks down and covers her mouth with the back of her hand. The conversation is clearly over. I search for something to say, but can't think of anything. Maybe I should go for now. I've got stuff. Amy doesn't even look up. She sounds tired or relieved. I can't tell which. Okay, Hisao, go take care of that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow. I get off the bed and head for the door, pausing at the doorway. Hey, Amy. Yeah? 1,000 things I want to say. I'm too mixed up to say any of them, though. After her admitting that she'll never let me close, I feel like my world just been ripped out from me. What happened in that accident? I know she lost her legs, but that's never seemed to bother her. I'm guessing it's something to do with her father that she seems the kind that tries to avoid before. What happened there? What scares the girl so badly that she won't accept help, even from someone she loves? I don't know, but I want to know. I want to know so badly that being denied that answer feels like a knife in my guts. Hisao? You were saying? I'm still standing in the doorway. Nothing. Never mind. I'm closing the door. I'm walking down the hallway, down the stairs, out the door, into the dark. Somehow I wander back to my own room. My brains are doing a mile a minute, going nowhere fast. I can't figure out how to deal with this. I thought that moving forward was a good thing. Dwelling less in the past that I can't change, living in the present and looking at the future. After this thing with Amy, I'm not sure anymore. She was saying the truth. It's simply to look at the next curve, ignoring the path gone by. No worry about the opponent left behind, no care for the spectators on the sidelines. And uncomfortably, no time to watch out for lagging teammates either. I throw myself down on the bed, looking at one corner of the ceiling as it was answers I want were written there. No such luck, of course. She's literally running away from something. But have I not been doing the same thing? Trying my best to forget about my hospitalization? I'm getting better, but my health isn't going to magically fix itself. Amy has 2 legs instead of a heart to deal with. But those aren't going to magically fix themselves either. Maybe this is just as fixed as the both of us can get. The room becomes darker and darker until I can't really tell I'm looking at a corner anymore. The morning comes too soon, on the heels of sleepless night. Is this how Amy's been spending her nights? Staring at the wall or ceiling, trying to stop thinking about whatever it is. Her, in my case. The clenched feeling in my gut is still there. I can't rely on you. Words spoken so casually. Almost like she were teasing me, or chastising me for suggesting that the earth is flat. That's how it's got to be. The way it's got to be sucks. I'm feeling so miserable that I nearly decide to skip the run. That I very nearly decide to skip the run. That would be stupid though. It's not something I should do just to see her. Sure, it was the original reason, but there's something more now. I started to enjoy the running itself. There are worse ways to get the blood flowing anyway. Never thought I'd say it after the first week or so, but I feel a lot better after the run. Like, no matter what else I do today, I've at least done that one thing. It wakes me up too. Amy herself said that running always clears her mind. Maybe it'll help my clear mine. I hope so. The morning is cool and clear, if a bit humid. Summer is making itself known, it seems. Amy's already stretching out when I arrive, and greets me with a smile and a wave. Hey, Hisao! The sight of her so chipper is like a kick in the nuts. How can she be so happy after yesterday? I give a half wave and am surprised to receive a hug. Hey, about last night, here he comes. I want to say thanks. I'm actually managed to get some sleep for the first time in a while, and I think it's because of our talk. So thanks. How could she sleep better after our chat? She basically told me that she wouldn't get any closer to me, and that let her sleep well? Excuse me, but what the hell? Amy either doesn't notice my bafflement or chooses not to notice. No telling with her anymore. Oh, no problem. Glad it helped. That venom that threatens to drip into my voice is controlled for now, but I think I'd better start running before I do anything stupid. Amy seems equally willing to get started, and before long we're darting around the track. I can tell she feels more relaxed. Her running has gone back to the more graceful movements I remember from when I first watched her. As a stark contrast to the almost brutal way she's been hurling herself around the track these past few days, our talk really does seem to have helped her. A pity it couldn't help me. I get into the rhythm of running, tinkering back to when I couldn't afford thinking about anything else but keeping my breathing steady and legs moving. Guess those days are gone, at least for the first couple of laps. Annoyed at the lack of success I'm having with clearing my head, I increased the pace. There's the burning sensation in my legs. The breath coming ragged in my chest, the pounding of my heart, which I still need to be careful about. But it does seem to have gotten stronger. I can feel it pumping blood through my veins. The sound thrums in my ears, but instead of being panicked as I was the day of the snow, I'm instead filled with elation. Yes, it's working. My heart, that fatal thought that landed me here, has improved. I'm able to keep going now, and maybe one day I'll be able to stop worrying as much. Right now, it doesn't matter that I have no idea what to do about Amy and I. All that matters is that my arms and legs continue to pump in concert with one another. Nothing else. As I hit the final stretch, I remind myself that running really does help, though not as much as I hoped. I do feel better as I walked a few laps to cool down. I begin to remember last night in a slightly less emotional manner. Amy wants me to stay distant from her. I can't bring myself to do so. There's got to be a way around this, some kind of middle ground I can reach. Not sure what that middle ground is, though. Damn! I was almost feeling optimistic. Nice run, Hisao! You really have improved. Nice run. That's all I can hope for now? Isn't it? Congratulations, Hisao. You're pathetic. I gotta change my attitude. Well, you know, I'm pretty awesome. And yet, I keep saying things that I don't mean. In a second now, I'll be as good as at hiding my problem as Amy is. I like to think so. Why does she do this to me? Say something like that. Say something like that with such real affection in her voice that it makes my heart leap. She doesn't mean it. She can't. I must be doing a worse job than I thought because Amy peers closely to me. Hey, you feeling okay? Maybe you should get to the nurse, huh? Yeah, I'd hate to keel over on you. Amy looks a little shocked by my bitter tone. Don't say things like that. You've already done it once before, you know. Why does she act so affectionate? She doesn't really care. I thought she made that clear. But despite all of that, I find myself apologizing, even though I shouldn't have to. Even though she's probably just putting on an act. Sorry. Come on, let's see the nurse. I can't get myself to calm down the whole time. Every time it feels like I've gotten over what happened last night, Amy does something or says something that shows affection. And now I'm back to the beginning. The image of her ending the conversation haunts me. It was like the final twist of a knife that left me feeling bereft of any hope that Amy and I could be more than what we are. And what are we at this point? Little more than friends who happen to fuck? And really, it's not like I don't enjoy the time I spent with her, said so the other day myself. I really didn't want to bring anything up with her. I just want to hop on and there and let it ride, wasn't I? With this running through my head, I find myself in front of the nurse's office, still brooding as he checks out Amy. Amy comes bounding out of the door, gives me a kiss, and darts off to shower, I assume. Meanwhile, the nurse beckons me into the office to give me a ritual once-over. Any problems today? Nah, I even pushed a little harder today than I have in the past, and he seemed to be able to handle it. That's uncharacteristically risky coming from you, Hisao. You've been hanging out with Amy too much. She's rubbed off on you, and not necessarily in a good way. At the mention of Amy's name, I can't help but frown unhappily in spite of my efforts to control. Well now, this is new, don't you think? Last I checked, your usual response to Amy's name was a grin, not a frown. What exactly happened between you two? Because Amy doesn't seem to have it, to be in on it, whatever it is. She looked more relaxed than I've seen her in weeks, which is unusual for this time of the year. What do you mean by that? By what? For this time of year, I've been trying to find out what's been bothering her, but she climbs up as soon as I broach the subject. Then last night she said, let me guess, she won't tell you because she says she can't trust you. And now you're crushed because you thought of the two of you were so much more than she seems to think, right? More or less. How the heck did you know? So I'm the nurse. It's my job to know these things. Plus, I've known Amy for long enough to know that she'd try to do something like this. It's just like her. He says this in a sort of half-affectionate, half-frustrated tone that would seem more appropriate if he had a cigarette dangling from his lips. As it is, he seems willing to make do with a pen. Look, you mind if I give you some advice? Save. Continue. Okay, let's see what this advice is. Sure, why not? What was it Muto said yesterday? If you can't observe the thing, then observe what's around it. Worth a shot. The nurse knows Amy better than I do, I'll wager. Sure, I'm open to the suggestions. Honestly, I'm kind of lost. I've got no idea how to deal with this. I never would have guessed. He grins while he says this. I think he's kidding. Look, here's the deal. Amy is stubborn. You should know that by now, and if you don't, then you're pretty unobservant, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt here. I'm so grateful. Anyway, if she decided that she doesn't want to talk about what happened, then she's not going to talk about what's happened. Has she said anything about what's bothering her? Even a hint? Well, she did say she's been having nightmares about the accident. Really? You're making progress then, that's good. Well, I guess I can fill you in on this without violating my strict non-interference policy when it comes to Emmy's making stupid decisions. The anniversary of her accident is coming up soon. She gets depressed around this time because it was a pretty traumatic event considering what she lost. That's the other thing. She acted like she lost more than just her legs. What happened? Whoa, nope, not going there. You'll have to ask someone else about that because that's the whole can of worms I'm not about to open. If Amy wants you to know, she'll tell her on her own time. You've got to be patient, that's all. Why are you even helping me with all this? Because you're good for her. She trusts you, even if you don't think she does. And you got the best chance out of anyone at this school right now to help her through this time of year. She won't accept my help, but she might accept yours if you don't screw it up. So, don't screw it up, got it? I open my mouth to respond, but a knocking sound at my door interrupts me. Hey, you guys still in there? Just a moment, Amy. Give us a second to get our pants back on. The door burst open and Amy glares knives at the nurse. Asshole. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. Hey, can we... leave me out of this? Enemy, what's up, Amy? Forgot something? I tried to make more cheerful tone with her. No need to upset her. You can play the everything's fine game. Actually, I forgot to ask you something. Oh, what's that? Do you want to come with me on a trip to my house? My mom's making dinner and I thought you might want to join us. Well, of course, I accept. Amy punches the nurse in the arms playfully. Not you, idiot! You were over last week. I was talking to Hisao. Oh, how interesting. Meeting the parent. I'd love to go, Amy. Thanks. The nurse raises an eyebrow, but says nothing. Great. I'll be in my room. Swing by after you shower and change into something clean and we'll grab the bus. Sounds good. I'll see you in a bit. This time, it's me who leans for a quick kiss before darting off to my room. What an interesting development. Maybe we're getting closer after all. Maybe Amy's finally ready to open up a little. Or maybe she's just being polite and a free meal seems like a good way to apologize for last night. Great! Now I can't decide whether to be excited, nervous, or depressed. I settle for a combination of all three and hop in the shower. Boom, 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 boom. I'll give it a few more minutes. I don't think I like riding on buses. Actually, I think I'm pretty uncomfortable saying that as a fact. They sway a lot, they smell funny, and you can feel every bump of the road. I'm really not looking forward to this. Plus, Amy's legs keep making a clanking noise that draws the attention of everyone else on the bus. She's on shorts again, and she got long socks drawn up to her prosthetics so they don't look so obviously false again. That doesn't stop the odd look of every time her legs bump together with an audible clunk. I shift nervously in my seat, and Amy raises an eyebrow questioningly. She doesn't seem to mind the stares either. That or she doesn't even notice that people are staring. I'm sure she's gotten her fill of odd looks before. After a certain amount of time, I doubt she'd notice anymore. Not that she'd ever tell me if I asked. Another fact is I'm not just uncomfortable about the bus. I can't seem to come to terms with the fact that Amy appears to be trying to bring me closer while at the same time pushing me away. The nurse said that she trusts me, even if it doesn't look like it. But I'm not sure I can trust the nurse. He's protective of Amy, just like I'm protective of Amy, and I'd be likely to say something to make her look good if someone asked me about her. So she might just be doing that. Still, there's something about the way he seemed genuinely surprised that Amy invited me along. Maybe last night's talk helped me more than I think. But I'm still worried. Meeting the parents is a big deal, right? Not that I haven't already met Amy's mother. That was just an acquaintance. As an acquaintance. Now it's going to be as Amy's boyfriend, with everything that implies. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest, an echo of that snow-covered afternoon that feels like it was so long ago that it might as well be another life entirely. Except then, I didn't know what was going on. I also didn't have medication to help prevent things spiraling out of control. I've come a long way in terms of my physical health, and for the second time today, I feel like I'd be able to live normally now. or at least as normally as possible. Now, if only I could manage my relationship as well as I managed my heart, I'd be in a great shape. Well, we're here. Amy grabs my hand as soon as we stepped out of the bus. She starts heading down the street almost immediately. Come on, we got a couple blocks until my place. What? Okay. I follow Amy down the street, watching her confident stride. She's got a quick pace for just a walk. I guess she's anxious to get there. So, does your mom do this sort of thing often? Nah, not too frequently. Mom's never been much of a playing hostess. Oh yeah? Yeah, my dad was always the one pushing her to have people over. This sudden and unprompted reference to her father catches me off guard, and from the look of Amy's face, I'm not sure she meant to mention him. I think I've only heard of her talk about him once. All I remember is that Amy's mom told me that he wasn't around anymore. Oh, your mom prefers solitude? Amy laughs, either from relief that I didn't ask about her father, or from finding my statement actually funny. Not at all. She's why I'm such an outgoing person, you know. She just prefers to be the guest rather than the hostess. It's less stressful that way, or so she says. Clearly, she's never had to meet her girlfriend's mother for dinner. Amy giggles again in a speak for teasing tone. He's nervous, Hisao? You shouldn't be, you know. It's not a big deal. Just dinner at my house, that's all. Yeah, but have you ever brought home a boyfriend before? I confess that part of me dreads hearing the answer to this. I know very little of Amy's past relationships. I don't even know if they were past their relationship. No, I guess I haven't. Hey, maybe this is kind of a big deal after all. Oh good, now I feel twice as nervous. Though to tell the truth, I'm pretty happy to hear that I'm the first one. Maybe we got something special after all. Buzzed by this new thought, I managed to calm down considerably by the time Amy knocks on her front door, and this is where I end. Save the game. Phantom Pain. Oh, just like Metal Gear Solid 5. The Phantom Pain. I've been playing this game for 8 hours? Really? Huh. Okay, next time will be the dinner at Amy's place. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a high five. Yes, I'm gonna do the European way. Bookshelf pattern. I'm really scared. Even though it's like 7:30 p.m. Ah! What the fuck was that?